Lecture 11. In this lecture you get acquainted with some pros and cons on basic income.
Who is not familiar with the bad news in mass media? There a robbery, here a theft. Women sell themselves as prostitutes. How many news would disappear from the mass media if there would be a basic income? Could you bump in the streets into beggars who ask for alms? Is material poverty possible with basic income? Basic income gives more justice while people are equally treated on their basic needs. All get the same chances, possibilities, and freedom to do the best of their abilities, independently of their sex, race, or world view. A report about mental health published by the World Health Organization in 2009 underlines that inequality has the most profound and far-reaching consequences for individuals and wider society. But at the moment, with the complexity of our money, law and tax systems, as well as the administration, there is a need for people to deal with the bureaucracy. Basic income would reduce this expense by a simpler tax and social security system. Proponents of a basic income argue that creativity and initiative would increase, while a fundamental feeling is reduced, the existential fear. Because people will have buying power, the economy is stimulated, including the demand on work and additional income. But exactly this point calls opponents on the plan, who argue that growth of the economy leads to higher littering, environmental pollution, and a faster climate change. And a reconstruction of the tax and social security systems will increase unemployment because people will lose their jobs in that area. Another argument of opponents is that people who got used to have money without working will stop to work at all. And why should pupils go to school if there is no need to be educated? This would lead to a dependence on the state and the monetary system. And if basic income will be implemented in a sole state, it could create a new national socialism. If only citizens of this state will receive basic income, it is not far away from a new form of slavery. Non-citizens are forced to work until they are accepted as citizens with basic income. Even today, the European Union, with its wealth, appears as a magnet for foreigners who leave their countries in the hope to find a better place in Europe. The danger of a new mass migration must be seen if basic income would just be implemented, for example, in the European Union. But not only the migration from country to country could be a problem. What about countries with high income and price differences between regions? Let's look, for example, at Ukraine. Ternopil is one of the poorest regions with low income and moderate prices. If you paid a basic income in the amount of Ternopil, it would not be enough for Kiev. People would start to migrate to the countryside. If you paid a basic income in the amount of Kiev, the capital of Ukraine would appear as a magnet with its possibilities and job offers. Even today there is such a development. Another argument against basic income is that money loses its role as measure for punishments and rewards. If you have a good job and you are in a hurry, why should you be interested in a speeding ticket, which will be paid by your basic income? In 2010, about 7 billion people live on Earth. What will happen if each of them receives basic income? Not thinking about costs, but effects this could have. The talk is about overpopulation. But let's come down to earth. Many of these arguments exist even today, and it depends on the wisdom of the governments, whether these problems get stronger or weaker thanks to basic income. If we recognize that there is no lack in satisfaction of our material needs, maybe we recognize that there is also no shortage of solutions for all these questions.